Welcome. This is the first episode of Blank Pages. First episode is going to be a vibe check. That's what we're going to call it. And you're going to first meet me. Who am I? I am Khalid. I'm the host of Blank Pages. Now, to my right is the lovely Tony Ann. She's going to be the co-host. And
How
of
you
course,
doing?
our AV tech guy. You probably saw me talking to him already, but Raymundo, he's going to be here as well. So, episode 1. We have no clue what we're doing, but we don't. We have no clue what we're doing. But this is verse 1. This is episode 1. And episode 1, when we came together for Blank Pages, basically Blank Pages is going to be something where we give formulas for problem solving in life. We know that we don't got the answers. Like, we don't have the answers. We're actively failing and passing in life as well. actively is actively failing and passing. But we have noticed that the more formulas that we share amongst each other, to get through everyday life becomes a little bit more easy.
Yeah,
Life becomes a lot more achievable.
there we go.
It's just a lot. Yeah,
There we
there's a lot of jitters today. So you about to see it raw and uncut,
go.
maybe. All right. So yeah, here we are, guys. What's up? How's your day?
Good.
Oh, to start off, did y'all feel where were y'all during the earthquake?
So I was at my second job, and it's basically like a basement office. So when everything started shaking, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, is there a big, like a big trucks pass?
Yeah, that
But
makes
then
sense.
the floor was swirling, and I was like, nah, that was an earthquake. It's like, nah.
What about you?
Working from home on my computer. I see Owen run past. Owen's the cat, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Alright, typical Owen, just going back and forth. I have what's that sound? I'm like, then the earth started shaking. I was like, oh, what's going on? Did we get hit by a bomb or something? I got up, I'm turning around. I was like, yo, let me walk outside. The earth keeps shaking. I was like, nah, this is unreal. And when it all stopped, and I saw, like, there's no debris flying outside. I was like, this is
uh
definitely an earthquake.
Facts,
Yeah,
facts,
yeah,
facts,
yeah.
facts.
So that's how that went down.
Bro, it's crazy how you experience something, but you get to witness other people experience. So I was working from home, of course, and I was on a meeting, and during the meeting, uh, we was like, we was talking, and first I started noticing like my table start shaking. Now, I'm in a tank top and shorts, so my first reaction was to run out the door. But then I remembered I was in tank tops and shorts. So it was like, nah, we're not doing that right now. Let's try to go get some sweats. But bro, both my supervisor reactions on the Zoom meeting was like, I was just like, yeah, we had an earthquake. And then everybody started divulging into how they felt. And I felt kind of bad because I was like, this was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna just let that. It felt cool. I was like the ground shook, my cabinet kind of opened up a little bit. That was dope to me. Now, if the building did fall down, that would have been a different story. But however, it did not. It did not. It did not.
This man said an earthquake was cool.
It was cool. Everyone experiences things differently. But she was
The problem,
I think it
actually.
was cool after it was
nah.
done. I was like,
It
everybody
was
Nah,
okay?
nah.
I was
nah.
like,
I think
It
there's
felt
something
cool
wrong with
during
the
it. It
both
was
of
like,
you.
oh, like I'm not gonna lie though. I looked
Wait,
at the end of the
wait.
hall to make sure like half the building wasn't coming down.
How did it feel again? It was like,
Uh,
that's how it sounded though.
but when I saw the reactions acting a little bit more serious, I did take it serious and I just
hmm
stood under a doorway because that's what you see in movies,
yeah,
But yeah. But yeah.
but yeah. Wait.
Yeah, Earthquake felt cool. I mean, how could it not feel cool?
It was like a 4.8. First time we
Yeah,
had that on this side in like ages.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
4.8.
Uh,
All right, let's get into these questions that you guys have for
Mm-hmm.
me because I'm prepared. So basically, I asked them to just write me some questions about basically just about this page or not even page, this podcast. So it's up to them. What the heck is going on?
Huh.
Yeah, so I'm awaiting questions so I can give answers if I want to give answers. I'm going to be giving answers. All right,
Mhm.
who's up?
Ray.
Wow. Wow. Ray didn't even say Ray.
So good. So blank pages. Um, as the viewers, for viewers,
Mhm.
um, what do you hope for them to uh receive or
Just get in general. Um, well, when I first made blank pages, I didn't want it to come off as like I knew it all,
Mhm.
even though sometimes it does come off sometimes like that way, especially if you're trying to give advice to other people. If you're trying to be positive in a negative view, people might think of it as, oh, you trying to say like you know it all, but not really. I always want, like I told you when I first started, I want to be authentic, but I want the viewers to be able to just come and get either motivation, upliftment, but be able to recognize that whatever they're facing is not that crazy. I realize, like, for instance, even when we set it up today, it took a lot to set up, but we could have quit at any type or any
Yeah.
stage. But because we had that motivation, but because we both, or we all three of us was uplifting each other, like, nah, we got to do it this way or this way, it was easy to push through that struggle. And now we're here making a first episode. So for my viewers, it's like, sometimes you're going through stuff and you don't have that person or that thing that can push you to that next level, or you're just stuck wherever mess you're in and you're just like, if you don't want to call nobody, if you don't want to talk to nobody, come to the podcast real quick. Granted, you not sitting here literally, but sit down, just listen to what we got to say. Take these little formulas real quick. That's why I like it as formulas, because I'm not giving you the answer to the equation. I'm just giving you the formula to help you problem solve the equation. So I just want my viewers to get formulas for their life.
so
By the way, I hope you guys do receive these formulas. But yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So was was that the main inspiration for blank pages? Like just giving formulas and hoping people can take from it and, better their life?
um,
Like what was the first, how do you say, the first thought or the first seed that was planted for?
oh, first seed. Actually, didn't think about doing a podcast or doing the reels. I didn't even think about becoming any, I hate the word influencer. I didn't think about any type of influencing, any type of let's make a page. It started off with um friends and my conversations with my close friends, as you guys can attest to. Um, and I realized that with every friend that I do have that I'm close with, I'm giving some type of wisdom, whether it's wisdom that I haven't gone through, wisdom that just makes sense. Because, some problems you're just like, bruh, did you try it this way? And you're like, oh, I didn't think of it. It's like, oh, you didn't think. Got you. But it came off from me giving wisdom, giving advice to then now having to take my own advice serious. Because I don't like to be the person to tell you that you got to go left, but I'm over here turning right, and I'm over here just doing opposite of what I'm saying. So by doing that, it became in, yo, Khalib, I got this problem. Yo, what do you think I should do? Yo, Khalib, I got this issue. Yo, how you feel about it? Yo, Khalib, let me run this by you. And it came from me by doing, yo, how does this sound like? Blah, 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 blah. And we trade off ideas. That birthed the idea of, yo, Khalib, you could actually be giving advice. Cuddle that with me having natural conversation with anyone that I can possibly have. It was like, why don't you do a podcast? And I believe it was your bishop actually
Ah.
that gave me the idea. and
Gave you the idea?
he didn't give me the idea, but it was to the point where I had to think back on what I keep on hearing people tell me.
Mm.
And one thing I don't like is that you hear one person tell you something, and then you hear another person, another person, another person, another person, and you're like, "Oh, it must be for me." I don't like that. Like, stop telling me what I need to do. So at first, it was just like, I
Mm.
bet, oh, I got to be on a, like, people be like, Khalid, you should be on a podcast. I don't feel like being on a podcast. That's
Mhm.
not me. Until your bishop came to me and he was like, you know the calling on your life. And I was just like, yeah. And he was like, but it don't have to be on that pulpit. And I was just like, you're right. What I'm doing right now, it don't gotta be, and the Lord said, no, it's basically like, yo, like pick yourself up, get up, and stop and stop doing what you're doing to
Exactly.
cause you to yourself to fail. From there, yeah, I don't have to be in the pulpit to do that. I do like to have natural conversations. I do like to talk. So why not? You know? So I took a leap of faith, as they will say.
You
And
step
here we
out.
are. Yeah.
Okay. We still more questions? We go.
Yeah, we could continue.
Okay. So, what was or what is one of your main hesitations about
Hmm.
blank pages?
Straight off the back. It's gonna sound weird. My voice. Literally, I don't like the way how I sound when I hear myself, but that's
Mhm.
something that I realize I have to get over.
Mhm.
But another main hesitation was basically just putting myself out there. It was the idea of other people seeing me in a light or basically just seeing me out there how I had never been.
Mhm.
I'm opening up myself to subjection, to the critics, to the comments, and it's just like I don't even want that in anyone's life.
You're making yourself vulnerable.
Exactly. So now coddle that with you have to get over your voice now. I'm being very vulnerable, but I realized that throughout this process of even with starting with the reels,
Mhm.
the vulnerability has been a lot easier.
Yeah.
And the comments, if they come, they come.
What it is.
Yeah, y'all could comment. That's your job. Your job is to comment. My job is going to be ignoring it. Unless it's
Or
positive.
sifting through
Oh,
and
sifted through it.
taking what
Yeah, there
you
we go.
can.
What Tony Ann said. Tony Ann is going to be let's say, the human translator. The positive translator. There we go. There we go. What is the right thing to say? That's Tony Ann.
Man, okay. All right. So that was your main hesitation. You got any more questions, Ray?
Off the top of my head, no.
Okay. I got another one for you.
Got you.
So, did you have any hesitation with asking us or anyone else with like pages?
Yes. Yo. These questions.
You asked the
So
questions.
yeah, I gotta be vulnerable. All right. So, in all vulnerable and all openness and transparency, I have a problem with asking for help. As you guys have attest to it, because asking you two for help. I just want to let everyone know these are two of my best friends. I have about four. These are two of them, half of them.
Mhm.
It took me a while just to ask you guys for help. And it wasn't because I didn't believe in you. It wasn't because I didn't think that you wanted the best for me. It wasn't even because I think I could do it all by myself. It was just hard.
Mhm.
I don't know why it was hard. It was just for me to be like, yo, Ray, can you just set up the camera for me? Was hard. For me to just even ask you, Tony Ann, couldn't you just talk on the mic for me? Was hard. Like me asking someone else to be a part of Blank Pages as a guest, sure. But to be intertwined and stitched together along with it, yeah, it was kind of hard. Um, it was. it was the hardest. I think I cried for both of y'all on the phone. I'm so serious. I'm not lying. I cried. Not cried like, oh my God, I gotta ask her. It was like, because after I done asked both of y'all, the not the burden, it was just like a heaviness was just like dropped. And from that heaviness, that would produce the tears. Because in that heaviness, it was like, why are you so adamant about not asking your best friends for help?
Mhm.
And if to answer that question, it was because I was scared of failure. I was scared of me failing, but not only me failing, showing my friends that I'm also failing along with them. So it was also like, I don't want you guys to see me as a failure and vice versa. But yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
We
but as friends, right?
Hmm.
Um, m- I remember speaking to you about this too. I was like, for me, doing something productive with my friends and seeing them grow, that that that's cool for me. That brings me joy,
Mhm.
right? Even like asking for help was once there too. Like I ain't want to ask nobody for help, but you learn. You're just like, man, it's not an island, man. You're gonna
That
need
is
you
Facts.
true.
gonna you're gonna need some help
You
somewhere
need
along the way.
some help.
Yeah, you know. So, but yeah, man. You know, thanks you for having me here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you too. Even though I don't ask for help, I don't like asking for help.
Birds of a
I
feather flock
don't.
together.
I don't. I will. And it's not just with like friends, it's just in general. I don't like it. I don't I don't like it. So let's take for example, like not to go off the rails, but
We ain't off the rails.
him about we. I went to South Korea, lived there for 2 years, came back, had to start over from scratch for everything, basically. Did I ask for help? No, no. And it's not to say that I couldn't ask for help. I could have asked for help. I had my dad, I had my brothers. If I had just simply said, yo, can y'all help me out for these couple months to like get myself on my feet to like, get a better paying job, they would have helped me. They would have had me. But instead, I used up all my savings because I'm like, I'm not about to come back from being on my own for 2 years, not needing to ask nobody for nothing for
Facts.
2 whole years and come back and I'm like, yo, can you help me pay a bill? Nah. So I used up my entire savings, paying all my bills. And then I believe it's like 3 months later, I came to you like, yo, bro, I need a part-time job. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
remember
that little
that.
part-time job held me over until I got a big girl job. And now in that big girl job, I could hold my own. I still don't ask for help though. I'm getting there.
The Lord working on her heart.
But baby steps. It's okay. Baby steps.
I feel as though when you are someone that people go to ask for help
Yeah.
from a lot,
Yeah.
because I do see in both of your lives where people do come to you for
Mhm.
help.
Mhm.
People do rely on you. People do, consistently ask for either your advice or your input. For us to go out and try to do that the
It's so
same is
hard.
just like, nah. Like, I feel like it's pride in a way.
It definitely is
Because who
pride.
am I? If you come for me to help, why am
Mhm.
I going to you for help? And yeah, pride is like J. Cole said, pride is the devil.
Yeah. I
So
think mine's is rooted. I think my pride is so I don't know how to describe it. It's so tied up, it's so wrapped up. It's because I've seen my parents work hard
mm,
and they did all they had to do to help to get me where I'm at. And now it's time for me to stand on my own 2 feet. And in the back of my mind, it's like they did what they're supposed to do. Now you gotta buckle up and do what you're supposed to do. Don't go to them because they did their part. At least that's where it's stemming from for me with asking for help from my
gotcha.
parents. With my friends, I'm just like, dang,
I don't know you like that.
It's not. It's not.
You my best friend, but I still don't know you like that.
It's like, dang, I don't want to look weak
Mm.
in your. I respect my friends, and I don't want to seem less than. It's like, dang, you don't already know that.
Like you're not capable.
That's where my pride, yeah,
Yeah, pride.
pride. Gotta kick it down the stairs sometimes. You gotta kick it away because it's gonna hold you back and it's gonna keep you down because if you never asked for help, you probably would still be bustling around with
What?
tinkering with blank pages.
What?
And if
I'll still be here trying to do reels.
so it's you need to get over your pride in order to move forward in life,
Mm,
essentially.
Go.
But so far,
Yeah.
during this journey of asking for help, like what was revealed
From me or just in general?
to you in general?
Um, First thing that was revealed was I have a problem asking for help.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing that was revealed,
Self-awareness.
yeah, self-awareness. The second thing that was revealed is life is so much better with help. Like, Ray, when I asked you for help with the whole entire recording of the reels, it became, I'm not even kidding, like 10 times easier. And I'm not talking about like 10 times easier just to record, like 10 times easier to plan, 10 times easier to figure it out what I need to do, 10 times easier when it came to the material.
Mm-hmm.
Even like me and Ray would never speak in the day about what I'm about to say on the day.
Mm-hmm.
But when the day comes, Ray helps. And it was revealed to me that one, you have a problem with asking for help. Two, help is way better when you receive it.
Mm-hmm.
Three, be smart about who you ask for help. Because I realized that my problem, granted, was rooted in pride. Granted, it was rooted in that I don't want my friends to fail me. But at the same time, this thing that I have right now is like a baby to me. You don't allow anyone to watch your baby. You just don't give them away without doing a background check. And if that's what you do, that's what you do. But you make sure every things are in place.
Yeah.
So when you're like, yo, can you assist me? Because to me, this is my baby. Can you assist me with my baby? I don't want you to just take it as talawa, as Jamaicans would say. I need you to take it as serious. I'm taking it. So when I learned those three things, not gonna lie, asking for help is still kind of hard. But I realized that who I ask for help is going to make the difference. And I thank God all the time because I'm blessed with people in my life that I can ask for help.
Yeah.
After asking you two for help, I found myself a mentor. Asking that, it just seemed like life was just like you don't do it by yourself. And then it reminded me of Jesus himself. He ain't do it himself either. My boy had 12 guys behind him helping him out. Whether it's to control the crowd, whether it's to just plan who's about to, it's just different.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to handle it all by yourself. You don't have to
Yeah.
do all solo dolo. You're not big and bad all by yourself.
Yeah.
People had help along the way. Our
Mhm.
parents who came from Jamaica to come to here, they didn't build the boat themselves. They didn't build the plane themselves. They had help.
They had help.
They had a pilot that flew them or someone who
Mhm.
not drove a boat, who rowed a boat and took them over here. But at the same time, when they got here, they still had help.
They definitely did.
So who am I to deny the help? Or who am I to deny the help that God is just like, yo, I have these two people here for you for a reason.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, I can have conversation with anybody, but why does it seem like every time I call Tony in, we in a 3-hour conversation?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's true.
could definitely ask for help for when it comes to productions and lighting and videoing. I mean, my family
Yeah.
is rooted in
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I got Ray, who also knows it, loves it. We have conversations about it. And it's not like we out here trying to be I'm not saying be the next CNN, but it's not like we're trying to be crazy. It's just like, yo, what can you do?
Yeah.
Because I could have asked someone else for help, and they could have start giving me $10,000 worth of equipment, and I'm like, I don't got that. I asked Ray for help. Ray's just like, yo, I got this duct tape here, I got this wire here, and I got $2. What we gonna do? And we did this. We did this. you know. So it's one of those things where I'm just
Oh
like,
man.
when I asked for help, it taught me that one, I have a problem with asking for help.
Mhm.
Two, it's okay to ask for help. But
Mhm.
three, be careful who you ask for help.
Mhm.
When you was talking about pride, um, I feel as though pride is good for a few things. I've heard people say, you could correct me if this is pride or not,
Mhm.
but that I could never see myself doing. And for me, that is a sense of pride, but not pride as in I will never do that. It's just you won't just catch me. You're not gonna catch me in that crowd. I feel like that pride, where you hold yourself up to a standard,
There you go. There's
is
a there's a
beneficial.
difference.
I feel like when it starts to get muddled with this is the standard and this is the standard, that's when it starts to get like, all right, now you're too full of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, because you can have a standard for yourself
Yeah.
where you won't catch me going to the club or you won't catch me, I don't know, talking to whoever you don't want to talk to. Like, people have standards for
Mhm.
themselves. And depending how high your standard is how conceited you are. Like, my standard below minimum is I'm not about to judge anybody. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt until I start to doubt your benefits.
Mm.
That's my standard. No matter what you look like, no matter how you may approach me, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Now, until I start to see your benefits, and if it doesn't match up with my 401k and what I need, nah, deuces. Like, we are way more picky about the food we eat than the people that we conversate with or
Yeah.
associate with.
Yeah.
So if you have pride in like you won't catch me really listening to metal music. What? My pride ain't in that. I'm not about to do that. But I don't judge it. I'm
Mhm.
like, I bet. You could definitely listen to that's dope. That's you. I'm gonna listen to my jazz.
I listen to everything, but that's me over here too.
yeah, like I'll listen to everything. I'll give it a knock. I'll give it a knock. I Slipknot. I gave it a knock in college. I knocked on his door. It said hello. I said, well, goodbye.
It's not for you.
It's not for me. But I
Mhm.
feel like that type of pride.
That's different. Yes, that's definitely pride, but like you said, it's having a standard that you abide by. Now, when it gets a little out of hand where it's just like a blanket
Mm.
or line, or you will never catch me going to the market. Oh, you will never
You would
catch me
never
ever
see me
talking.
shopping at Aldi's. All
Yeah, you
right,
will
whatever.
never catch me driving a car like that. Then you lose your job, and then that's the only car you can afford.
That's where yeah, like, how big is your pride? Like, my pride is big enough to know that
Hmm.
you're going to eat ramen noodles for the rest of this
Exactly.
week.
Exactly. And again, in the same sense of, I guess the sense of pride that I was saying will hold you back is saying, I will never ask for help. I'm
Mm,
going to do this all by myself. You're going to be in the same space, in the same
you're going to fail.
level forever because you need help to go higher.
At some point, I think you'd be miserable.
Yeah.
Like just just even the other day, I'm trying to set up for recording drums, and
Hmm.
Philippe came by and said, "Yeah, why don't you record from bird's eye view?" I was like, "Man, here I am trying to figure out these angles." But it just took a load of stress off me because I'm getting
Yeah.
like frustrated, like I
Yeah.
can't get these angles right.
Yeah.
And I did the bird's eye view. I was like, man, that trying to look nice.
Now imagine if after he even told you about it, you're like, nah, I don't really. I want this angle.
Right,
I don't want your help. You'd
right.
still it wouldn't have came out good.
No, it wouldn't have came out good. But pride is the thing where you have to say, all right, I need to chill my pride to attain the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
You may have a standard saying, I can never drive that. I would never drive that car or that hoopty because you're driving an Acura or a
Mm-hmm.
BMW or Ferrari, whatever the case is, and you don't want to go backwards. But you got to look at your life and say, hey, if this is suffering, I need I need to put my pride back for a little bit so that I
Facts.
can get things to where they need to be.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta be careful with that pride stuff
Facts.
because
Because
it's good and bad, but you have to understand the balance and
Mm-hmm.
the pull between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
go.
I was gonna say, for example, having a balance. Let's take me for example. I'm like, I want to be a certain level of self-reliant. I don't want I don't want to have to rely on everyone to help me financially.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna say, yo, do you know of any gigs? Do you know of any jobs? That I can take on at certain hours of the day that can help facilitate me getting another paycheck. They're not financially helping me, but they're helping me get to a different financial level. So,
I feel. I feel as though when we see pride, we see it as a way. We see it as you will never catch me doing this, or I
mm-hmm,
hold myself at this standard. I feel as though there's also a lot of aspects of pride, but one thing I also see, I feel like the two main negative aspects of pride I see is that,
mm-hmm.
along with I have to now upkeep this image that I put on for myself
Yeah.
because I said I would never be driving a Camry.
Yeah.
Now, now I got no job. And now, let's say I have to now drive to some type of event. Now I'm going to do everything in my body to go rent out a car that's going to cost at least 3 months in mortgage. Not even
Mm-hmm.
3 months, but I'm just exaggerating. But rent out a car just for the looks of other people.
Mm-mm.
Your pride then becomes, you no longer have pride. You're now living for the approval of others.
Yeah.
You're
You're just
now
putting on a show.
there you
For
go. You
what?
being fake. And that's going to be
What?
taxing to your bank account.
Oh yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
Mentally,
Because
emotionally, financially, right?
what? After I got married, I was like, hey, my husband.
That's
What? Oh, huh, that first bill. That first bill. Oh my God, that first bill? Nah, that first bill, that pride cost me to where I am now, where I relinquish pride. I'm like, I don't care how I'm gonna get back to where I am. We gonna get
You
there.
don't get that.
And I feel as though if I had that same pride now, this couldn't happen. Because pride would definitely have you thinking that you are all big and bad, and you not. Like I know for a fact there's someone better than me. I think
Mhm.
there's a saying that says a wise man knows that he knows nothing at all.
Exactly.
I know for a fact I know nothing at all. I know for a fact I haven't seen it all. I know for a fact that I haven't experienced it all. And I know for a well fact there's somebody better than me. But you know what? I'm going to be the best me. You can't tell me that there's going to be a better Khalid.
Nope.
That's my pride. My pride is I'm going to outshine me. But yeah, I like the way how we transition into pride. Yeah. All right. We have any more questions? I'm not saying we about to end, but no, we're not ending.
Hmm. Can I just say Ray was like, "Oh, I don't need to talk. I need to talk.
Just look at me, right? Right? Right?
Me.
Yeah. I'm not
Be in
gonna say much.
the
No, I'm not gonna. I don't need no mic.
background."
So you know, right? So pride, and it's just like, yeah, right. Talk your talk, right?
Can't talk.
Let's continue with pride and like go back to that topic for a bit. Pride and help, mostly
Mhm.
help. You have, I don't, the person who says I don't like, receiving help, right? And then you gotta be careful who you help as well. So there's two sides to that as well.
Mm,
Gotta be real careful who you help, because you have people you help, and he's like, you're not even putting any work in.
facts. They just
Yeah.
want you to do all the
You
work
want to
for
do
them.
all the work for
Yeah.
them. Gotta be careful of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, when I ask for help, I'm looking for you to assist. I'm not looking for you to
Take over.
take over. Now, if I feel like this is in your expert, like you are a lot more efficient than I am in this topic, subject, whatever we're doing,
Mhm.
I'm going to be looking for you to anchor it. But it won't be like, oh, can you help me with this? Yeah. And I just bow out. No. No, it's going to be like, yo, Can you help me with this? And you just like, yeah, I've done this before. I bet. If I trust you, I already asked you for help. Like, I don't need to second guess if I gotta trust you again. But also being used by people, that will cause you not to want to help other people.
Yeah.
Because I hear it so many times from Jamaicans. After me done just do all of this? Yes. Yes, I feel you. Now you want me to do it for somebody else? Yeah. I'm sorry. That's what hoping does. All right,
All right. So back to
back to these questions.
questions about
Back to
blank
these
page.
vibe checks. Dang, these shorts are just shorting, bro. Just hoochie daddy season ain't even here yet, bro.
How did you come up with the name blank pages?
So when I first thought about doing a podcast, to be honest, the title wasn't even about to be blank pages. I think I had like 8 titles. I think the first title, I was talking to one of my best friends, and I told her that I don't understand humans, like why y'all do the things that y'all do. And I was going to make a podcast called Khalib Asking Humans Why Do They Do the Things That They Do. Like that was going to be the title. That was going to be the title. Until I like really had to take it serious. And while I was trying to go through names that didn't sound too cliche, at one point I wanted to say talk your talk, but I was like, that sounds way too ghetto. Um, I wanted to call couch talk because it's about to be on the couch, but nah. And then I started to try to do like a deep dive and like, what do I want the page to sound like? What do I want people to come to this page and see? And it was just like, why don't you call it blank pages? And when I think of blank pages, I think of the literal sound of blank pages. If you have a blank, yeah, you know how it when you flip through it, but when you flip through a blank book or a blank page, it means that it has room for you to write on. And when I think about a blank page book, it means that you still got room to write on, meaning that you still got time to make it right. And just because you found a new page to write your new wisdom on, don't mean that you haven't filled up the book with past wisdom. It just means that you always and forever will have another section in this book to always have wisdom. So when I think of blank pages, it means that I will always be willing to put something down on this book. So when you come to this, you know how people's like, "Oh, check out my page." That's where it came from. When people be like, "Oh, when people refer books to you, it has pages in it written by somebody else. But now that you are looking at other other people, you're just like, I don't got you're helping me. Well, you have blank pages where you could be like, yo, that makes sense. Because I'm not trying to give you the answer. I'm just giving you the formula. You see, the formula is for you to then take it home and you working on yourself and you figure out your answer, you know? So after you done get the formula from blank pages, go back home in your own blank book, write down that formula if you want, and figure out the rest of the equation.
Apply it where it can be.
Say that again, girl.
Apply it where it can be applied.
You see, once you apply it, you have your own blank book that you can definitely add and, subtract from. And just because I name it blank pages and I advise you guys to get your own, whether it could be a metaphoric blank page or a literal book of blank pages, don't mean that you have to come to the literal podcast of blank pages.
Yeah.
It just means that you have enough to get wisdom wherever you can get it.
We
So
want you to come, though.
if you get it from somebody else, write it down. If you go and you saw it on TV, write it like.
Yeah.
For me, I want blank pages to be basically an open book where you come and you're like, yo, that formula sounds right. Let me put it to this problem solving equation and get to my answer. So yeah, that was blank pages. But yeah, Talk Your Talk, that was really about to be the name of it until I did the research. And literally it was none but black people. And I was like, oh my God, nah.
That's where it came from. Talk
I
your talk.
I know, but
That's how we talk.
when I first said it, I was like, yeah, talk your talk. And I was just like, one, sound way too New York. for no apparent reason. Two, you're not even that hood, Khalid. Like, calm down. You was like, like I was raised in the hood, but I ain't no hood dude. You know,
Yeah.
like, so it's like, calm down. That's not your. That's not
That's
your
not your
image.
vibe.
Facts, because I cannot. Like when I was looking at the other podcasts, and I'm not knocking them.
Mm.
It was just that's not the look I'm going for, either for aesthetics or the people on there.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
You know, I think every time I hear the name,
Hmm.
I think of something. Wow, it's life. You have a beginning. You
Mm.
have these pages, and then you have the end. So that in between, we're still here. You know what I'm saying? We still have something to write on those pages. You know, so every time I hear it, I'm just like, oh, you speak about what it's about. I'm just
Mm.
like,
I'm just trying to remind you that yeah, your ending is not here yet. I feel as though when we go through like situations in life and it hits us hard and we tap into that emotion of whatever emotion it may be, mad, sad, angry, but it's always something in the negative. We feel like that's the end all of it. We don't feel as though there's any way of escape for that brief moment. And sometimes I'm also guilty of this. We take that moment and then we make it like it's a stamp, like, oh my God, I'm always gonna be broke. Like when I was going through financial issues, I could have definitely been like, woe is me, I'm gonna always be broke. Woe is me, I ain't gonna get no money. Woe is me, like, why have all these bills? Or I can be is, woe is me, how are we going to figure this out? Because when you're able to now figure it out and realize that this is not my ending, that I still got a lot more time in on the clock to make this right. Yeah. So when you said that, like, blank pages, I always thought like a book, but I never put it in that way. When you was just like, you see it as the book as a beginning and an ending, but there's nothing in that middle, is blank. That means that you have time to write in that middle because just as time, goes by, your pages, if you don't put nothing in that blank page, it's gonna turn. It's gonna turn. And by the time you get to the end of the book, do you want a book of blank pages? Or do you want a book with some type of wisdom, with some type of experience, both good and bad? You see, blank pages ain't just gonna talk about the good. We gonna tell you that we suck as well. Like we just told you. All three of us
All three of
hate
us
asking for help.
hate asking for help.
All three of us
All three of
has a
us
pride issue.
has a
Like
pride issue. Like
we sure
we
do.
sure do.
But you know what
But you
all
know
three of us
what
is
all
willing
three
to
of us is
do?
willing to do?
Work on it.
Work on it.
Be
Be
self-aware and be like,
self-aware and be
yeah.
like, yeah. And
Difference between self-consciousness and self-awareness. Self-consciousness, you are conscious of how you feel, but you're not aware of how you're making everyone else feel. Self-consciousness, you're conscious about what the things that you like and what's going to be beneficial for you, but you're not aware that in order for you to get to there, you have to also be willing to accept help from other people. And also sometimes you offering help does put you up on a pedestal or put you at that new stage because now you are subjecting yourself to something new. Now people see you in a different light that they never seen you in. I love asking for help when it comes to projects that I have never been a part of because that now I'm getting hands-on lessons from someone who has the actual experience. Instead of like going on Google and YouTube on how and to fix a car, I literally went to the mechanic down down the strip, said, "Yo, pops, help me out with my car." He said, "I bet." I literally stood there and just watched him handing him the wrench.
Mm-hmm.
What you call that? It's the catalytic converter. All right, no problem. And what's that? Oh, this is. I'm like, sure. So now when I go to my car, I'm not an expert.
Mm.
I can tell you that's the engine. I can tell you that's the transmission. I can tell you that the window fluid goes in here
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't go in there because that's for the oil change. So
I
it's able.
can't tell you none of them things. But
So receiving help and also helping others, it helps. It hands in hand.
yeah,
Oh, receiving help and helping others helps.
I
Um,
definitely agree. I may not know about cars, but I do know a thing or two about hair. So,
facts. The only thing I'm learning about here. I
mhm.
think Janika had like a good, lesson with me between natural hair and synthetic.
Yeah.
Don't ask me though. Don't ask me. I'm a fail still. I'm a fail. I kid you not. I'm a fail. I'm a fail. They both look the same to me until I feel them. And I'm not about to go to a random woman and be like, "Can I touch your hair?" No, that's creepy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that.
But yeah.
Not to be crazy, but
Uh-huh.
the audacity of people, oh my gosh. Not to go off track, but to go off track. Why are men have the audacity to say the most outlandish things and just expect to get away with it?
I don't know. I don't know, Khalib. I
All right,
don't know.
back on track because that
Mm-hmm.
would be another episode.
In and of itself.
Facts.
All right. What's our next question?
Oh, Ray asked this, so I'm guessing it's yours.
I forgot the list of things you had. 'Cause I don't. No, on the top of my head at the
Oh,
moment.
so question: when you first heard me tell you, because I remember telling you about blank pages, or not even blank pages. I think we created like 3 names.
Yeah, we did.
And my question to you is that when I finalized it on blank pages, like I was like, nah, this is the name.
Uh-huh.
What was that thought for you?
When you initially told me that blank pages was a name, I was like, hmm. And then I thought about it and I was like, based off the conversations we've had and what we said it's going to be about, this makes sense. And then when you were telling me about the design and how you want it to look, I was like, yeah. And now every time I hear the name of it, I hear pages turning. So,
Like literally for the intro,
mhm,
I literally want every time like before we about to like go live,
mhm,
I want
pages. There we go.
like literally just that. Either that or pages falling from the sky. I don't know
Mhm,
how I'm gonna get it. I don't know who I gotta go to just get the design for.
mhm.
I'm gonna have to ask for help. But
And it won't even be anything crazy because all you really need is just a couple pages full, and they just have to animate that. You see, being in the field that I'm in, I realize just how simple certain things are.
I was about to like really just have an overhead camera and just do that.
I mean, you could do that.
Yeah. Well, you could keep this in the episode too. Yeah,
Mhm.
because hopefully he's gonna be here before the episode starts.
Yeah, that was actually like a nugget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any more questions for it?
Um, you asked Tony a question just
Mm-hmm.
now, mostly related to
The name.
the name.
Yeah. So
So I'm gonna act like you asked because he's trying to cut you off.
he's like,
I got something to
I'm a
say.
part of
he's
it
like, he's
too.
like, well, he asked
You
me
know
as
what
well.
I'm saying? So, um, I remember when you told me about the idea
hmm
before it was even called Black Page. You told me you're searching for a name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this name better be good. Because I have to tell him it's whack. I'm like, it better be good. I think you came up with a name before. I can't remember what the name was. I was like, that's okay. It's cool. It's cool. And then you hit me with blank pages. I was like, I like this. I remember texting you that. I like this one. This one I really love. Because what it represented when you
Mm-hmm.
told me the meaning behind it,
hmm
uh, I was like, we need more of this. You know?
I remember you saying
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I was like, positive. It's real, down to earth.
Nobody out here trying to tell you how to live your life.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Like I'm not trying to be. I am not trying to be your life coach.
Right,
Mm-mm.
right.
I ain't trying to coach you through life. I'm sorry. I'm trying to coach myself through life.
Mm-hmm.
Struggling.
I'm struggling. My
Struggling
team,
over
we are 500%
Right.
for the year.
It's a conversation starter,
here. Mm-hmm.
you know. So, I was like, that's fire, man. You know. So,
I do remember your reaction to it when you was just like, we needed more of this. We needed more positivity. And we were like going into that conversation about how like you can go on social media and find negativity mad quick. Not even that quick. Yo, You can go on social media and someone could be like, yo, you're going to have the best life, and they will have 100 likes. You can go to social media and someone could be like, yo, you are a piece of trash. They will have 1,000,000 likes. And it's just like the way how we, and I'm not saying we as a generation, we as a community, just we as human beings, we can hear 10,000 compliments throughout the whole entire day.
Yeah.
And let someone say that you look ugly, you're
That's
going to
the one
remember the
thing you
one
focus
negative
on.
conversation, that one negative comment. But 10,000 people told you that you look beautiful. But that
In your
one
head, you'd
person
be like,
just,
they capping.
yeah, they capping. Well, who cares they capping or not? So when you was just like, yeah, that positivity, I was just like, yeah, I would do like to remain positive. Like, granted, I see myself as a cynical person, but I don't like bringing other people down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like being like, yo, you can't do it. Like, no, you could do it. Like, the only thing stopping you from doing it is you at the end of the day. Your own insecurities, your own pride, your own all of that. And in blank pages, I try to tackle that. I try to tackle all of those things so you can just be the best version of you, because as I'm telling you to tackle it, best believe I'm running head first into that same problem that I'm having an issue with and trying to tackle it. That's all I need from blank pages is for you to just try.
Yeah.
And I do want that more of a positivity. I do want more of a, yo, you can do it. I do want more of a, what do you mean that's your issue? All right, let's sit down and try to have a conversation about it instead of, oh, that's your issue? Ha ha. Like
Yeah.
it's way too easier for people to start bringing other people down
Yeah.
than it is to uplift them.
And don't let it be just and don't let it be just that you are just self-aware and you're just like, yeah, that's my problem. Okay, well, how we gonna tackle this?
Hmm.
You know, when you come and you hear the struggles that we're going through or other people are going through, don't just be like, oh yeah, I can relate to that. Okay, like, all right,
How?
how can you relate to it, and how can you get past it? Okay, what nuggets can you apply to your scenario? Like, be proactive, basically.
In facts, and just don't tell me about the issue. Don't be like, well, like, I don't know why. Working out is very easy for me to explain.
Mm,
Don't tell me like, all you gotta do is 10 push-ups a day. What if I can't even do one, sir?
okay,
Where do I start off?
where do I start?
Like, I I love the fact that you're waking up at 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and you conquering your whole entire day before 12 noon.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up at 12 noon. How are you going to help me? I feel like people are so ready to give the answer.
But not the steps or the formula to get to the answer.
Like, we ain't trying, like, you giving me the answer. You got to wake up at 6 o'clock. That's the
Okay,
answer.
what's the formula though?
What's the formula to me getting to 6 o'clock? Well, the formula could be you setting your alarm clock an hour before,
You
an
usually
hour
do.
early every
Yeah.
week or every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
It's just baby
and then you
steps.
progressively set it earlier.
You see, basically here in Blank Pages, we're just trying to give you formulas.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that could wrap up our first video. Facts, facts, facts. Well, thank you guys for staying for our first, to be honest. I mean, if you made it this far, you already know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Please support though. Please support. But this is a vibe check. We're gonna have another vibe check. We're gonna be talking to these lovely individuals beside me. But as always, keep it pushing. And also, check out the formulas. Yeah. Anything else? Well, love you guys and see you guys next time.
Stay blessed and have a great week.
Facts. Stay blessed and not stressed. Oh! Whoa! I don't. Someone definitely used that already.